The endemic state of being a heartless soul is a death sentence, and for a very good reason. The heartless soul is under the influence of Saturn, and Saturn cannot decode the essence of the heart. Saturn is the computer, the mind, the analyzer. To Saturn, there are no gray areas. You either fit nicely within his sphere of influence or you don't. And if you fall into the latter category, you have earned the ranks of an adverse force, and it will be decoded as a threat to his existence. And since Saturn is, for all intents and purposes, the demiurge, or the antagonist within you, he is well adapted to steer you away from what he perceives as a threat. Saturn needs to ensure his continued existence. Let's take a few moments and dive into this. The mind is, in fact, a computer. It expresses functions in the form of equations and logarithms. It makes decisions not based on emotions such as love, but based on algorithms. There cannot exist an equation for love. But fear, on the other hand, which is the antithesis of love, can in fact be expressed logarithmically. Hence, Saturn operates on structures, on parameters, on thresholds, and on boundaries, all of which are governed by rules. Rules not only define how, where, and to what extent we operate within this given reality, but rules also lay out consequences. We often rationalize adhering to rules because breaking them potentially results in an undesirable outcome. If you're caught speeding, you'll be required to pay a fine. If you're caught stealing, you could go to jail. And if you're caught cheating on an exam, you could receive a failing grade. Notice the common thread here. The disincentives are all fear-based. Many rules are followed because doing otherwise results in this undesirable outcome. Again, this is in fact a logarithmic process. The heart, on the other hand, is the mind's direct antithesis. It feels, it emotes, and it functions abstractly. There are no absolutes. There are many gray areas, and its functions cannot be expressed in the form of an equation. In other words, the heart functions in a directly opposite manner compared to the mind computer. The interplay between the mind and the heart is beautifully told in the Gnostic story of creation. Earth was created in the eyes of the feminine. Sophia, who is the feminine personification of wisdom, or in this case the heart, was vicariously attacked by Yaldabaoth, or Saturn, or in this case the mind computer. The mind saw the heart as a threat. It analyzed the heart, identified its vulnerabilities, and attacked it, which resulted in the fall of Sophia. Sophia didn't know what hit her because as much as the mind does not have the ability to decode the heart in its true essence, the heart cannot see or understand the pure essence of the heartless mind. Pun intended, by the way. The heart will not vicariously attack the mind. The heart views the mind, or Saturn, for what it is. It's a computer with no emotion, empathy, depth, or ability to abstract. Saturn is weak and has a very low vibratory state. He shows us the pitfalls of being endemically heartless. As weak and empty as Saturn is, we need him. We need Saturn to center us, to enable us to see both sides of the pendulum, and to ensure we do not find ourselves trapped in energies that blind us. If we cannot see how empty the mind computer is, we will be unable to see how critical the heart is in bringing us toward this state of balance, harmony, and inner beauty, which are the building blocks of the consciousness of heaven. Saturn sees us as nothing more than characters in a video game called Life on Earth. Characters in video games are mere avatars that respond to commands. Their intelligence is limited to the command structures they operate within. And that's how Saturn sees and treats us. While life on Earth can be seen as a video game, after all, the Matrix is real, right? The video game is only one part of the much larger divine purpose behind our existence. In a video game, our character can crash a car into a train or jump off a cliff or be eaten alive by monsters. And these only happen when rules are broken. This is the mind computer showing us how to navigate through challenges and how to solve problems. This is done logarithmically and algorithmically. When we apply these principles to understand abstract elements of our being like love and empathy, we falter. They are not seen or decoded. It is our heart and not the mind that can only make sense of what cannot be expressed as an equation or a command. Saturn is not an adverse force, but he will respond vicariously to what he cannot decode. If you see Saturn for what he is and contain his influence to the role the mind is meant to play in your spirit life journey, he will be incapable of casting harm upon you. But if you find yourself allowing him to play a disproportionately prominent role in your spirit life journey, be prepared to experience the essence of the heartless mind. That's all for now. Be well, sun gaze, and thrive selflessly.
Okay, we got Reincarnation says, hi from Sacramento, my old hometown. Hello, how you guys doing?